What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Progressive Action TV. I am your host, Tramel Thompson, and today we will be discussing longevity pay and how this current TWU Local 100 administration continues to sell us out. I'm going to show you guys our longevity pay compared to other city agencies' longevity pay so you can see how they are beating us in the head and making us think that they really fighting for us, like they really getting tangible gains for us when they really not. I'm also going to be discussing COPE and why you should opt out because they are misusing our funds. I would discuss that towards the end of the show. But let's get into some of this technology that the union be using to win us over. So this was during the 2017 contract. And if you could see at the top, the very first line in black, it says substantial increases in longevity pay. Let's discuss that. Let's discuss these so-called substantial increases. So this paper I just put on the screen. It's from our 2017-2018 contract. And you see I got it rectangled away. Longevity pay, effective January 1st, 2018, the current longevity schedule shall be increased by $250 per step. So it goes from $450, $550, $650, $750. What they don't have listed here is when does the longevity schedule start. The longevity schedule start at the beginning, the very first day of your 16th year. That's when it starts. So remember, our top, what they call that, schedule or increase that we get will only be $750. Now, I know some people are saying, well, Tramel, what is longevity pay anyway? Longevity pay is a contractual agreement by which an employee receives compensation according to seniority. The manner in which this compensation is distributed varies widely among different companies. Most organizations have a policy that outlines the amount to be paid, the percentage of increase, and on what schedule payments will be made. So when you look at the line that says longevity pay is a contractual agreement by which an employee receives compensation according to seniority, why does transit workers' longevity pay starts at the day one of the 16th year? Let's examine FD&Y. Longevity pay schedule. Now, as you can see, I got it rectangled off again. Their longevity pay schedule starts with 5 years of service. Remember, us transit workers in TWU Local 100, we start day one of year 16. FD&Y starts at year 5. And you have two columns there. These is old. This is from their old contracts, 2008, 2010. In 2010, with 5 years of service, they was getting $3,253 with 5 years. With 10 years, $4,253. 15 years, where we start at, $5,253. With 20 years, $6,253. I'm gonna go back 2 hours again. If you look at our numbers, it's $450 starting at year 16, $550, $650, $750. Our years altogether of our longevity pay schedule does not beat their year 15. We don't come nowhere close to $5,253 like FD&Y. Let's look at sanitation. They also have two columns, and this is pulled from their contract. Let's look at 2016. Year 5, $1,595. Year 10, $2,495. Year 15, $3,395. Year 20, $4,295. Once again, significantly more than TWU Local 100 represented employees. Let's look at NYPD. After 5.5 years, they get $4,000 $365, significantly more than us, and their schedule comes 10 years before ours. So once again, we get ours year 16. They get theirs after 5.5 years. Let's look at New York City Corrections. After 5.5 years, they get $4,730. Once again, significantly more than us, and their schedule comes 10 years before ours. Now, I know a lot of people say, I don't know why people like to use this excuse. Well, Tramel, their jobs is dangerous, this and that. Okay, let's look at teachers. The longevity increases for teachers also start at 5 years. Then they go to 10, 13, 15, 18, 20, and 22 years. Now, here it does not say how much they get, but I'm willing to bet that it's more than what we get. And even if it's not, which it is, they still start at 5 years. They get it at 5, 10, 13. They get 3 different increases before we even get one. Let's look at DC 37. Now, DC 37 mirrors ours somewhat. They start at year 15, but they get $800 at year 15 versus, let me pull ours back up on the screen, $450. So their increases supersede ours also. If you ask me, this is beyond embarrassing. This is beyond embarrassing. And it's just, you could literally go through our contracts and find flaws and compare it to other city agencies and see how we are treated and represented as if we are second-class citizens. It seemed like the union administration, the Stand United administration, goes into these meetings, go into these contract negotiations and say, hey, give us crumbs. They're going to accept it anyway, right? Because we've seen this administration take the side of the bosses time and time and time again. We've seen this administration take the side of the governor time and time and time again. We've seen this. And when you have a program like Progressive Action TV, where we could visually show you how we're being beat in our head contractually, a lot of people start seeing what's really going on. They get upset, and then they start, getting involved. And, I'm proud of the people who are getting involved, but we need more people to get involved, and we are being sold out, being beat in our head. It makes absolutely no sense. Like, this company wanting to give us longevity pay 16 years show that they don't appreciate us, and our union going for it shows that they don't even care what we get, because guess what? They are good. They are good. They got they get a separate pension when they're inside the union. Their pay is significantly more than ours. Their health insurance, they get a lot of perks, right? So they don't care because they feel like we're beneath them. And we got to start doing more to wake up. Now, I want to touch on also the COPE. I want to touch on this COPE stuff again and why you guys should pull out. So I want to talk about my political son, Eric Logel. I gave Eric Logel life. Before Eric met me, he lost in every election. He got with me, he lost. When he turned on me and the members, I told him I was going to get him unelected, and he got unelected. This is my political son. He would never win another election without me, and I'm going to make sure of that. But he came to the rescue of Tony Utano, John Chiarello, and John Samuelson, because the only thing he does is carry their water. He's a little kid to them. They know that He don't got no influence, no power, nowhere in this local. He's a clown. He's corny. He's a cornball. That's what it is. And he tried to prove himself by coming to their rescue, but making them look foolish in the process. And I want to show you guys how he makes them look foolish. So this was regarding my co-payment, because I'm suggesting until we get hazard pay, we should pull out a cope until this union administration start listening to members and who we think that they should support. We should pull out a cope. And until they stop giving away our money freely to politicians who do not care about transit workers, who do not do anything tangible for transit workers, we should pull our money out of cope. And a lot of people have been doing it as a result of my last show. And I'm going to push this until they start listening. Now, this is what Eric said regarding my tweet about COPE. He claims this isn't activism, it's vandalism. Nobody lied about hazard pay. The senator supported it, but it takes 60 votes in today's Senate to pass the legislation. Your solution is to starve your own union PAC money so that we have zero chance of getting anything done. And then he says, why don't you talk about the billions in funding secured for mass transit, money that goes to operation, our paychecks, avoiding layoffs and keeping our members employed throughout this crisis? Why don't you talk about the Tier 6 reform in the New York State budget? I mean, is this guy an idiot or what? Right? So let's talk about, let me go to his tweet on my phone. Let's talk about the billions of dollars that this government gave us. Eric, we know that the federal government gave the MTA billions of dollars. And out of that billions of dollars, we were supposed to get hazard pay. It had nothing to do with 60 votes. Chuck Schumer said during the last transportation bill that did get passed that we would get hazard pay. So you admitted in your tweet that we got billions of dollars for hazard pay. I mean, the MTA got billions of dollars. So what happened to our hazard pay? Right? Now, this is the spin that they try to create with us to say, hey, you guys didn't get laid off. The MTA never had any plans to lay us off during the pandemic. They didn't even want to mandate vaccines on us because they knew if they would have mandated us vaccines, people would not have taken it and this city would have stopped. Because at the time of the pandemic, we was short-staffed already. If they would have did more to do that, like implement a mandate or lay us off, this city would have stopped. And this is the spin. These dudes is not even smart. They not even intelligent. They try to spin these narratives to make it seem like, oh, we safe. We're lucky to have a job. No. Transit workers make this city billions of dollars a day. If the trains and buses stop running, this city loses money. Bottom line. The union knows that. The politicians know that. And that's why they didn't mandate us for the vaccine. And furthermore, that's why they didn't lay us off. Now, to address this Tier 6, what he said about Tier 6 again? Why don't you talk about the Tier 6 reform in the New York State budget? That Tier 6 reform was nothing. It cost the state nothing. There was look at the bill. There was no financial impact from going vested from 10 to 5 years. There was absolutely no financial impact. Ask Eric Logel what was the financial impact and tell him to show you, and I'll show you the bill. I should have had it up here, but I could show you the bill where it says there was no financial impact. The real reform in Tier 6 is that overtime cap and the percentages. And speaking of Tier 6 reform, I thought that Utano was going to get Tier 6 members a refund check because we were getting overcharged. What happened to that, Eric, since you want to carry their water? And also regarding COPE, why we should pull out of COPE. Let's look at what this union administration, the Stand United administration, Tony Utano, John Samuelson, John Chiarello, Richie Davis, Latanya Crisp, Linwood Witchard. Let's look at what they did with Cuomo. Cuomo gave us Tier 6. Cuomo made sure that we got lackluster raises. Cuomo made sure that women didn't have light duty work in his company. The union did not find anything wrong with that. They supported Cuomo up until the point he got accused of sexual harassment. That's when the union found that he was wrong. We can't support him no more when it came to that. But when it came to the issues of the members, everything was peaches and cream. In the meantime, they gave Cuomo and the Democratic Party $300,000 of our COPE money. $300,000 of our COPE money. You want to know what else this union administration is doing with our COPE money? This is Eric Logel right here, carrying a protest sign for carriage horses. This union administration care more about carriage horses than the actual members they represent. Black women are losing their baby on a job, and they are caring about protecting not only the carriage horse industry, but the bosses of the carriage horse industry that mistreat, abuse these animals. And guess what? Eric Logel is fine with it, as you can see in the picture. He's 100% fine with it. I mean, this administration has sold us out on every avenue that you could look at. Every turn that you could look at, they have sold us out. And this is why it's important that we sign out of COPE. And this is how you do it once again. You send the email to rdavis@twulocal100.org. You put the subject, withdrawal from COPE, and you write, Dear Secretary Treasurer, Richie Davis, write your name and pass. Effective immediately, I would like to withdraw my COPE contribution. Thank you. Thank you. And what I need for you guys to do, because this is what they did to me, they automatically re-enrolled me into COPE. I sent them an email. I want my COPE contributions to stop immediately. I don't want it to stop a paycheck after. I don't want it to stop, take 2-3 cycles. I want mine to stop immediately. Now, if they did that to you guys, I think that if you did take your money out of COPE before, you need to check your check stub again and make sure that it's removed from your check. Let me see if I have, yeah, here we go right here. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up to show you guys what it looked like, because a lot of people ask me, what does it look like on my check? What does it look like on my check? This is what it looks like on your check. If you look under after-tax deductions, you will see under the description something that says Transport Worker Union Local, and you will see the amount. This is actually my check stub. If you look at the my current and my year to date, that means that they just started again. And I asked them to not take COPE out my check. I actually want my $2 back. I do not support this union and their political decisions. They are caring more about horses than they care about us actual members, and I am not with it. I've ran into plenty of members these past couple of weeks saying that they have asked the union to take stop their cope payments, and it has been 4 or 5 months. So I'm thinking about getting a lawyer or contacting the DOL to let them know that they are literally stealing people money and using it for whatever they want to use it for. It should not take a month and a half, 3 pay cycles for it to be removed. Um, we want our money removed immediately. And if I run into some more members, I'm taking names, I'm taking dates, and I'm going to show the Department of Labor that the union is stealing our coat money without our will, after we ask for it to stop. So, once again, we see how they do us with the longevity pay. We're getting beat in our head. They're lying to us. We see what other city agencies get. We see at what year it starts. They significantly pass us on every frontier. The only way us transit workers are going to advance ahead, we have to vote them out. We have to hold them accountable. We have to continue to call out their BS. And it's important that you share these shows. It's important that you pass the word, educate each other through sharing these shows, right? Show the members how they are doing us, right? This is simple. This is simple. Now, if you guys want to support the platform, support Progressive Action TV, you could do that via Cash App. The Cash App is right there on the screen. Support the platform, support the people who support you. And that is us at Progressive Action. Thanks for tuning in. Share out the show. Catch you guys later. Peace.